Hi, I'm Jim Higgins, the writer and co-director for the short Hidden.
Hi, my name is Steve Carmona and I'm co-director of The Hidden.
Believe it or not, this project started at B-Dubs.
Came into town, into Columbus, Ohio. I live in Brooklyn now. I lived in Columbus for about 5 years or so. Several years, became very close friends with Jim. During that time, we co-directed several projects in the past.
We hadn't done anything since the short Surinadama for the Columbus 48-hour film contest.
And he said, you know, we really should have planned to shoot something while you were here. And we laughed about it, and we talked about some different things. I just came off of a couple projects. Jim has been working on several projects this past summer. And, you know, I looked at him and I said, well, listen, hey, you know, let's just do it.
And his big thing was that, oh, we got snow, let's shoot in the snow.
And so we started talking about concepts, and Jim always has about 4 or 5 scripts kind of in the works, and either they're finished or he's still kind of brewing on them and different things. So we talked about some of the concepts that he had, and Jim and I are actually in pre-production already on 2 different projects. We're working on a feature script together, and actually a sequel to Surinadama.
After he read the scripts, he gave me a call and he said, you know what, I kind of want to do a new short, something new, something that isn't already scripted. So I said, all right, you know, give me a couple hours, I'll write something up.
Jim is kind of known for strong character development amongst a typical horror theme. What many would think would be a typical horror project, Jim kind of has a way. Jim has a way to kind of elaborate characters' lives and things like that. An hour later, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours later, I have a new script called The Hidden.
He had it later that afternoon and gave me a shout and said he enjoyed it, and we went forward from there.
The story of 3 guys who just wake up in the woods and then kind of see what happens and follow their story. And what I thought was so interesting with the script, even though it was a short film, it was done in an hour and a half. The characters still had depth. They had personalities. You grew a liking for the characters just in those few minutes.
The pre-production of the project took about 24 hours, where we went from writing a script to casting and securing our location.
And that's exactly what we did. Called in a lot of favors, got buddies together, called some actor friends. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about big budget stuff. Listen, if you can afford it, more power to you. But sometimes there's just something so rewarding about just, listen, getting a bunch of buddies together and say, hey, listen, bring every piece of gear you own and let's shoot this damn movie.
The story itself, you know, whenever I write, I like to, you know, especially on short notice like this, to kind of reference myself with films that I either enjoy or that kind of mesmerized me growing up. Things that I liked growing up was the survival horror concept, something like Jaws or Predator. When I wrote The Hidden, that's kind of what I had in mind, or films like that, where you had a group of people trying to survive some type of horrific element. Another thing that I liked about both of those films that I mentioned, Predator and Jaws, was that you didn't see the creature for a good chunk of the film. So in this, what I did is I completely tried to stick to kind of that whole creature lurking in the shadows premise. And then we went into production shortly after that. The entire pre-production through production phase lasted about 3 days.
We were so blessed, really, to have Amy Dutton on board for the project. She came through, she did some photography on the set, as well as she was the link to the location. Amazing location. It couldn't have worked out better, really. And then we were able to collaborate also. You know, we were able to collaborate with some of our close friends of ours, Frank Moreno, great DP locally in Columbus, Ohio, some great actors and friends of ours, and we just went out and did it. I definitely think the film is going to be a lot of fun. You know, in just those few minutes, it takes you on so many emotional roller coasters. You don't know what you're getting into. You almost feel like you're there with the characters. You feel cold. You're moving with them. And it was just a great experience. You know, it was one of the proudest moments for me. So many times, independent filmmakers, we make excuses for why we didn't shoot this project. And don't let budget stand in the way. Don't let cast stand in the way. Don't let the right crew stand in the way. Go out and do it. And when it sucks, because sometimes it will, awesome. You now have a film. Now go do it again. You know, use the things that you learned in the previous film. I mean, in all the 48s that Jim and I directed together, I definitely think the second one is better than the first one. I think The Hidden is way better than the 48s. And it really just depends. You know, just go after it and do it. At the end of the day, you just have to do it.